Pleasant good morning. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We're located in Fredrick, Colorado. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I got a really awesome unit behind me. As you guys can see, I am dressed down in red, one of my favorite colors. We just got this one in a couple weeks ago. This one is a 2023 Summit Hauler conversion, Freightliner M2 106. This one, I kind of did it up a little bit different in terms of the interior, having some inserts within the seats, having that black and red feature in the interior. Added some other features that I'll point out as I go around this unit. But we always have that question, why would somebody invest in a unit like this? And again, we get that call all the time, and even the questions from the customer itself, and even those who have purchased those have valid reasons as well. So one of the reasons, especially seeing the price tag behind those units, a lot of people ask, why would I spend, just under $200,000 on a truck like this? Again, you're looking at the investment, the investment behind those trucks. It will cost you about 2 to 3 pickups before getting rid of this particular truck. Value, when you talk about equity, so having a unit like this, resale value is way different from having a pickup. You're talking about the safety aspect of it. Guys, look at this truck. I don't have another pickup to compare it with right now, but the size of this pickup. So just so you guys know, this Summit Hauler is about 24 feet long. On a regular pickup, it's about 21 feet. You might be asking, okay, it's longer. It is longer, but then you got more space. You got more bed on this truck. Again, when it comes to storage, we're going to point that out as we go around it. But it's just one of those safer vehicles to drive. I know nowadays they do have trucks coming out with more horsepower, more torque. But again, you're talking about stopping. You're talking about safety. You're talking about having enough room in here. If I come a little bit closer up here to the front, I want to show you guys something. The fact that this truck comes with a 3-piece bumper compared to one solid bumper on a pickup saves you a lot of money. So when it comes to saving money, having a truck like that is way better. So in terms of having an accident and this bumper goes in, this actually clears the tire, believe it or not. So if in case you're in an accident and that bumper breaks or goes in or bends, it will avoid hitting that tire and puncturing it. So with me saying that, the fact that this truck will still be drivable after an accident up front, it blows my mind. So that's one of the safety features here. Checking out how big that windshield is. When we go inside, I want to show you guys that view. Every time I have customers sit inside one of those units, the view is almost like a semi, so you sit down in here, you see everything in front of you. So having that huge windshield is a plus on safety and visibility on a truck like this. The hood is compressed fiberglass. So when it comes to hail and heavy, like rocks flying and stuff like that, you will get chips and all that. But when it comes to hail, this stands hail really, really good. Again, having those LED headlamps, you get that in a pickup, so that's not a comparison. But opening up the hood, this truck does come with the Cummins 8.9 liter engine, and it's also partnered with the Allison 3200 TRV or 3200 TRV 6-speed automatic transmission. With the pickups, you get the 6.7 Cummins, you get the 6.6 Duramax Power Stroke, 6.7 Power Stroke. So again, you do have a bigger engine. Yes, you might compare the horsepower and torque, but again, having a solid vehicle like this to pull your camper, your trailer, your horses, your investment is a safer way to go. But again, Cummins Freightliner does an amazing job, guys, like going underneath the hood, seeing everything that comes with this truck is just amazing. And one of the cool things about this, the batteries are located underneath the back seat. So you do have areas here to jump your vehicle. So you do have your positive and negative stud. All around the vehicle, you'll see those the last 6 of the VIN stamped all around this truck. So it's not hard to find that. But when it comes to maintenance on a unit like this, depending on how much you drive, like you've seen trucks on the market like this, maybe like a 2007 with only 40,000 miles. It's always recommended that you do an oil change on those units that you don't drive a lot, at least once a year. And with a unit you always drive on the road constantly, it's between 10 to 25,000 miles before oil change. So that's a dramatic difference between owning a pickup. So if you're on the road a lot with your pickup, typically you have to do an oil change every 6 to 10,000 miles. So saving on oil changes throughout the year, saving even with tires. Like we have Michelin tires on this one. You find some will come with Toyo tires, but the brand new ones will come with Michelin 255/80 R22.5s. Again, the amount of tire on this truck makes a big difference on the life of the tires and how much you will spend. You do get 6 tires on there, and it's kind of similar to a dually. So a dually has 6 tires on it. Those will run you about $4 grand for all 6 tires. And it's kind of similar on that market with those dualies, depending on the size and the tread levels and all that you get. What's similar, you get engine block heaters on each. This one does come with that engine block heater here. But on this one, you do have a trickle charger. So when you're not using the truck for a while, especially those with low mileage that don't run a lot, and you want to save those batteries, you could plug that in and it will keep that charge while this is just sitting doing nothing. So again, if you're always on the road and you get home on vacation, you want to plug those batteries in, it's amazing. Having covers over your fuel tanks and DEF fluid, so people don't go and try to steal your fuel. You do have 2 50-gallon tanks on this truck, one on each side. When you go into the truck stop, you want to fill both sides at the same time. Just like any other vehicle, you could add auxiliary tanks. With this one having 100 gallons already, you don't have to add an auxiliary tank compared to a 1-ton pickup where you get what, a 50-gallon tank, 52-gallon tank. There is some dualies that have dual tanks that will go up to like about 75 gallons, depending on that dually and how it's set up. But again, 100 gallons of fuel coming with this truck already. And again, safety behind that to lock your fuel and your DEF tank. It does come with a 6-gallon DEF tank. Just a quick look of the interior here. One of the things I want to show you, like going in and out of this truck might seem a lot, but again, they do give you all those handles to go in and out of this truck. So you do have 4 points of entry on each door to go in and out of this truck. Even the step, there's the distance between the steps. Even though you have short feet or long feet, you are easy in and out of this truck. Another cool feature when it comes to comfort is those air ride seats. Like you cannot beat that on any truck. Like having a Freightliner M2 with those air ride seats and how comfortable those seats are as well. I mean, it's incredible. So I did do a black on red to kind of match, the whole look of this truck. This one does come with a cool and a heat feature. So again, it will not be like your regular pickup with 3 settings on how cold or how hot you want your seats. But again, having that feature on a hot day or a cold day is really, really cool. How many people could say they could shut off their pickup? So we do have a battery disconnect here on this truck. I mean, you can add a battery disconnect to your pickup, don't get me wrong, but this one comes built in with this truck. So if you're not using this truck and you want to kill all power running to that and having your trickle charger on, this is a great way to shut off all your power and save your batteries. All right, again, you can add a remote start to this truck if you want. I've seen some people do it. I've had customers ask me about those and I've added it onto those vehicles for them. So that's an option that can be added to this. So we cannot compare when it comes to remote start. But guys, like the back seat, the amount of space in here, I'm gonna go in. I am about 5'10". And sitting here with the amount of headroom I have left, you won't find that in a pickup. So from the ground up, we have about 5 feet, 1.5 inches from the ground up. So let's go to the, just in case you were center passenger, you still have about 5 feet. Or let's say 4 feet, 11.5 inches. The width of this truck from door to door is just over 6 feet. So 6 feet, 2 inches. And again, that just shows you the amount of space you have in a unit like this. Having this back bench turns into a bed, and it is DOT certified. Is one thing you cannot get in a pickup, and the amount of space to slip in there. I mean, 2 regular sized people like me would be able to slip in here, or 1 person if it's just you driving throughout the night. You know, very comfortable seats, very easy to fold down. Remember, when folding this seat down, you don't want any weight on there, so you don't want to be laying on there while bringing this seat down, because the motor is not built for that. So remember, no weight while bringing the seat up and down. Again, you guys can see the quality of the seats and how comfortable they are. All right, let's talk about the bed of the truck. With storage boxes included, again, you would find some of those pickups having those type of beds on here. It will not be as long as this one is, but again, having that storage in here, I mean, you could add a airline chuck with an additional compressor on your pickup, but this one comes with that already installed. So you do have your airline system to put air in your tires, in your trailer, in your toys. Those are lockable as well. Again, you do have like about, my bed is about, I think, 10 feet, 2.5 inches. And that's the bed space here. So when it comes to storage and the length of the bed, a lot of people love that idea to have a longer bed, have more storage. And again, if you want additional storage as well, that's why there's 2 holes in the back of this headache rack. This is to mount that extra storage compartment. If you do decide to get one, we could get one built. Either we could get it built smooth like the truck itself and match the color, or you could get it diamond plated like the bed of the truck, and we could get that install sent to you. Just 2 people needed to carry it in and out of this truck. So once it's shipped to you, you can mount it onto those 2 screws that will provide to you, tighten it up, and again, like I said, you could get it either diamond plated to match the bed, or you could get it smooth, color match with the truck and mount it to the back. And that would take about 8 to 10 weeks to get it made and sent to you. So if you guys are interested in doing that, let me know. And we're going back to safety again. When it comes to the braking system on this truck, we do come with the air brakes on this compared to the hydraulic brakes on your pickups. But coming with air brakes, you do have those brake shoes, and there's 2 of those in each of those tires or wheels. So you got 1 on top, 1 at the bottom, and those help stop the vehicle. So you got 2 of those brake shoes on each end of this truck compared to those brake pads on your pickup. Again, I'm not trying to tell you a pickup is not safe enough for you. It all depends on what you're going to use it for. But comparing the braking system on a truck like this, the investment behind it, and for you to go out there and make more money, just comparing those 2, This will last you longer than this will, so saving money on brakes. And when it comes to the brakes as well, you do have the jake brakes on this truck compared to the exhaust brake on your pickup. But with the jake brakes, I mean, it's a true engine brake, so it will help save the wear and tear on your brakes, the same as your exhaust brake, but this one is more powerful than the exhaust brake. For the U-joints on those units, this is a Freightliner U-joint, and this is a regular pickup U-joint. Just the size difference. Yes, it's a bigger truck, guys, but you're using it for the same purpose of pulling equipment, personal items, toys. You want to be safe, so that's a great investment. One of the cool things about us, we designed that trough to avoid that constant hitting of the trailer onto the truck. So having that trough just allows you to roll your trailer in really good and easy. And this also has that rear dump system, so it dumps the air on the rear suspension, brings it down a few inches, and allow you to bring your trailer in, hook up to your gooseneck ball or your fifth wheel hitch, depending on what setup you want. We can add a Hensley trailer saver hitch. This one does come with a fifth wheel attachment, but if you want to go gooseneck ball on those airbags, you could add a gooseneck attachment on there. When we have all those right here at this location, so once we set it up, we could either leave the fifth wheel on here and send the truck with that gooseneck ball attachment to it, or you could have us put that gooseneck attachment on there. So very easy. You have your bumper pull hitch here. I ended up putting two of those 7-pin hookups here, one down here and one up here, just to make life a little bit easier. This one does come pre-plumbed with your airline system for your air brakes. So if you do decide you have a trailer with air brakes, we could hook that up to this truck. So that's another feature. Having this truck would make, you know, with those people who carry air trailers for personal use. We do have a camera up here, and this one gives you that view of the bed of the truck. You could add an additional 4 cameras. Oh, additional 3 cameras. So a total of 4 cameras could be added onto this truck. Another feature here I want to mention is these breakaway mirrors. One of the cool features here, again, it is a bigger truck. Sometimes you go into some tight spots, and let's say you accidentally hit a tree and you want to avoid it breaking. This one does have that breakaway feature. It will actually close according to the amount of pressure going onto these mirrors. All you got to do is come out and pull this back in place. Depending on your view, you could adjust it as needed. You got 2 tie-down straps on each side, so remember to pull those down and strap it up before you head down the road. So do a clear walk around the vehicle before heading down. This system right here in the corner behind that bumper is the air dryer system. So we do have air brakes on this truck. We do have air ride suspension. We do have air ride cab and air ride seats. So we have a lot of air going through this truck, and you want to avoid moisture going to those tanks. So this air drying system will stop that moisture going into that tank and avoid rust and any moisture going into those tanks. So this air drying system, again, you have to service this as well. So when you go to your Freightliner dealer, they have an A and B service. During the A service, they have a list of things that they will go through. During the B service, they will have that same list as well with added stuff to it. So whenever you go in here to either our Freightliner dealer here or any dealership throughout the United States and Canada, they will tell you exactly what your truck needs at what time, depending on your mileage and your in-service date. So let's jump inside now, kind of go over some of the interior features. I'm going to talk about the air ride seats a little bit, and one of the options I added onto this truck. And like I said, coming in, you do have that 4-point of entry. For the driver, you have the handles, the handle of the door, the steering wheel, and those two over here. But coming in, those seats are air ride, so you have those air ride seats here, so you could actually raise the seats as high as you want, depending on how tall you are and how you want to ride those bumps in the road. Again, look at that view, guys. The view of everything in front of you. Having that big windshield and having that perfect view, again, will allow that safety aspect of having a truck like this worth it. So here is that view from inside the vehicle. You can see everything, even in front of the bumper here. So let me just start this up here. So one of the cool features about this particular truck, like I said, we do have the heated and cool on this one, lumbar system. I added massage seats to this particular unit. We have a couple units that does have that as well. So if in case you don't want the red, we have a white with the massage seats. I think the blue one we have here does have massage seats as well. But again, having the massage feature here and all the different options. And you do have that for your passenger up front as well. So both front seats have that air ride system, heated, cool, and massage. You do have the Allison 6-speed automatic transmission, very easy to control. It's a push of a button, reverse, neutral, and drive. Neutral with your parking brake up is your park. One of the features on this particular unit is if one of those doors are open and your parking brake is down, there is an alarm that would sound, so it will be annoying. So that's why you will always put your vehicle in neutral and always pull the parking brake. And you don't want your parking brake to be down. I've seen a lot of people not putting the parking brake, engage the parking brake with a trailer on there. You don't want that trailer or that truck rolling back for some reason or the other. So always remember to pull that parking brake, or else opening those doors with the parking brake down will really annoy you and your neighbors. So that's a safety feature on this unit. This is your air supply for your trailer. One of the cool things is we designed the center console up here. You could only see this design here on our Summit haulers. We do have a little storage compartment in here with a LED light. We have cup holders up here. We have a fire extinguisher down here for safety. So we have one on board. I've seen people add fire extinguishers in each of their storage bays. So depending on what side of the vehicle they're running to, they have access to a fire extinguisher. But we put one inside the cab, so if in case the driver needs to help somebody or help himself put out a fire, he has an extinguisher right here. When it comes to the engine brake, these are your switches right here for your engine brake. On the Summit haulers now, you get two switches. One will turn on the engine brake, and one will give you a high and low setting. And of course, this one will turn it off. Really cool feature. This is your red dump switch I mentioned earlier. And of course, this one does have a red differential lock system on here. We did add air in the back of the truck in terms of for the passengers in the back. You have your blue for AC and your red for heat. And if you just look up here, these are the vents for that. You do have a fan level that will actually make it high, medium, and low, but you could adjust this as needed. Even the driver could get that air too, if in case he or she needs more air coming into the front of the cab, but you could adjust this as needed. Very, very cool feature that works very well. Another feature that we put here is the own personal screen for your camera. This is the Voyager camera system. For some of those cameras who have microphones, you do have that speaker up here with a volume control, but I don't think it's a great idea to have noise coming into that, especially driving, road noise and all that. But some cameras do have that mic feature, and you could get that system all hooked up to this right here. But again, separate camera from the stereo, which makes it two different systems. We do have the Stinger radio here that has your Apple, Android, FM, AM, satellite radio, does have Bluetooth, it does have navigation as well, HDMI input, and of course, like I said, navigation. And it is touchscreen, so you could use the touchscreen, or you have some other knobs here that you could work with down here. But again, having a Freightliner, guys, is worth the investment. Your life is worth more than anything else. So having a unit like this in your life to protect you, your family, and whatever you're towing. Again, we have the argument out there where it's too expensive or it's too much of a truck. When you drive this truck, you don't even feel how big of a truck this is. I mean, the first time I jumped in it, I was kind of nervous. I wouldn't lie when I started the business, when I started working here. But when I drive this truck, it feels like I'm driving my car. So it is very easy to drive. I've pretty much forced, some wives to drive it. And then when they start driving it, they love it. A lot of times I've heard from customers that their wives are driving it more than they are. So that's a good thing. So don't be afraid of having a unit like this. Very easy to drive. You could park this in a RV parking. You could go to truck stops with no problems to fuel both sides with your trailer. The turning radius on this truck is amazing. It turns way better than your pickup. Believe it or not, I always make people come in here to try it out. Or if your friend has one, try it out. Do a turning radius with your truck and do one with this hauler, and you will see the difference. And I'm not, no BS right now. This is actual truth. So the turning radius on this is amazing. So if you guys are looking into a Freightliner Summit hauler conversion, give us a call today. We got a few options on our lot right now. You could come in, test drive it. We're not too far from Denver International Airport if you decide to fly in. We do have a shuttle service. We could pick you up. I love picking up my own customers if I'm at work and they're coming in. I will go grab you, bring you here, if in case you decide to buy or not, bring you back to the airport. And then again, even in the location we have a lot of hotels around us. We got a few awesome food places around us as well. We got some awesome finance options. We got some long-term, we got some short-term, depending on if it's business or personal use. We do take in trade-ins as well. We do deliver. And if you do have a trade-in, we would do a delivery trade-in. So we'll go bring your truck to you and bring back the trade, depending on where you are within the United States. But again, just give us a call if you have any other questions. Feel free to contact me or Larry Vickers. My number is at the bottom of the screen. This is my direct line. You could call me, text, email, and ask me about those questions. But in the meantime, thank you guys for tuning in today. And this is why you need to buy a Freightliner with a guy like me or Larry or any of our Transwest guys around the United States. But again, really, really nice truck. I really love the way this one turned out with the red on black and that brown bro throughout the unit. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope to earn your business. See you next time.